The Manhattan skyline had boasted the twin towers of the World Trade Center since the 1970s, each standing over 1,300 feet tall and housing more than 430 companies. On September 11, 2001, these towers, as well as the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., would become the setting for the deadliest attack on U.S. soil in history. As the sun rose and people began their typical Tuesday mornings, 19 radical Islamist terrorists passed through lenient airport security checkpoints. They possessed utility knives and box cutters, which would be used to injure or kill any crew member or passenger who attempted to interrupt their rehearsed hijackings. These men, who were associated with the Middle Eastern terrorist organization Al-Qaeda, boarded cross-country flights from Boston, Washington, D.C., and Newark, New Jersey. Within minutes, the crews of muscle hijackers and trained designated pilots had gained control of their respective aircrafts. They cut off communication with air traffic control centers and deviated from the plane's intended flight paths with specific targets engraved in their minds. Mohammed Atta, the hijacker pilot of American 11, accidentally transmitted this message to the Boston Air Traffic Control Center.
Nobody move. Everything will be okay. If you try to make any move, you'll endanger yourself and the airplane. Just stay quiet.
Atta flies American 11 into the North Tower of the World Trade Center, tearing through the 93rd through 99th floors. United Airlines Flight 175 rips through the South Tower from the 77th floor to the 85th. American 77 is driven straight into the West Wing of the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. After the passengers and crew members of United Airlines Flight 93 defend against the hijacking and threaten its success, Ziad Jarrah, the trained pilot, intentionally crashes the aircraft into a field in Pennsylvania. At 10:05, just over an hour after being hit, the South Tower of the World Trade Center collapses. The North Tower crumbles closely after at 10:28. The titanic structures are reduced to nothing but brash and debris in a matter of seconds. First responders and Good Samaritans then worked day and night, aiding in the rescue and recovery effort. The cleanup at Ground Zero cost the city $600 million and lasted 8 months until it ceremonially concluded on May 30th, 2002. The attacks on the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and the United 93 disaster claimed a total of 2,977 lives. 115 nations lost citizens, and 1,600 people lost their spouses. 3,000 children had lost a parent. While the nation mourned, the government went straight to work. On October 26th, President George W. Bush signed the controversial USA Patriot Act into effect. This authorized the government to conduct any surveillance necessary on its people in order to prevent any further threats or attacks on the nation's security. The country also went to war. Operation Enduring Freedom was launched in October of 2001. This so-called war on terror was fought for 13 years against Afghanistan and any other nation who either offered assistance to or condoned any terrorist activities. 13 years after the attacks, a new One World Trade Center was erected on the northwest corner of the original World Trade Center site. A symbol of recovery and resilience, the 1,776-foot tower pays homage to the nation's strength and unity.
They knock us down and we come back up. Just shows how resilient we are. I love New York.